You're doing okay today. No, nothing from the fall. Huh?
I'm just quite bruised.
Oh, I didn't realize you got bruised.
And my shoulder is bruised and my arm.
Well,
I have a lot of bruises anyways because I'm on, what is it called? Blood thinner.
you're on what?
I'm on blood thinner.
Oh.
So if I just touch a little something, I'm bruised.
Yeah, my father was like that too. He bruised very easily.
Yeah.
So, yesterday we talked about a lot of things, and some of them were quite hard. Today, I wanted to like explore some other areas that we didn't so much, just to get a better idea.
Yeah.
You said your childhood was really nice. You had your Christian
Yes,
friends.
Yes.
So, what are some of the things that you would do before the Nazis came?
Yeah, well, I was just playing, climbing the mountains, taking grapes. We were surrounded by grapevines. So I was climbing the mountains and picking some grapes and strawberries and blueberries.
So you say grapes. Was there wine? Did the area make its own wine?
Yes. And going to the forest. The forest was maybe like 3 miles away from where I lived. And I was picking some mushrooms. Of course, I picked sometimes the wrong mushrooms.
You did?
I picked the wild mushrooms, but thank God my mom knew which is the wild mushrooms and which is the regular mushrooms. So I came home with a lot of mushrooms and she threw away more than half.
She threw away more than half because you didn't...
Yeah, because they were wild mushrooms, but I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah, but it was fun to walk to the forest with my friends and we were playing on the road. Who can run faster? I was always trying to be the first one to get to the destination. And so it was a lot of fun. Winter time, you see, we had a little mountain, the end of my street where I lived. And so we were ski boarding, skiing down the little mountains. And it was a lot of fun. And I don't know what they call that. That you sit down and somebody pushes you down.
Oh, toboggan.
Yeah.
Toboggan? Sled. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
we were playing with that.
So you got a lot of snow. It was...
Oh, yes.
And the summers, were they hot? The summers hot?
Yes, up to maybe sometimes a foot snow.
Right, and the summers, they were hot in the summertime? It was hot?
No, it was just very pleasant.
Yeah, did you go swimming in lakes or anything like that?
No, but we went to the lakes. I didn't know how to swim, so I didn't swim.
Right. I imagine if it's not that hot and the water's cold, people don't go swimming much.
I wasn't interested, but I enjoyed watching the little boats go running around and it wasn't an ocean, it was just a lake.
Right. And how about hobbies? What kind of hobbies did you have?
Not really, no hobbies.
Yeah, did you this is kind of stereotypical, but did you play with dolls when you were younger? Dolls? Little toy dolls?
Dolls?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have any, but my friends had.
Uh-huh.
So we played with their dolls.
So were you poor growing up?
Very poor.
Very poor. But you
Very-
said you never went to bed hungry. You always had food.
Never, never. My parents made sure.
Uh-huh.
We had actually our own eggs, our own
Right.
chickens.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So it was kind of like a rural area, not farms, but it was kind of rural.
yes, it was a longer.
And did you guys go to a synagogue on
Yes.
Shabbat?
Oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
we walked
Yeah.
because there was no car. Not only there was no cars, but my father was a rabbi.
Yeah. So he wouldn't.
He wasn't going to take a carriage
Right.
on the Sabbath,
Right.
so we walked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Did he keep a kosher home?
yes, strictly kosher.
Strictly kosher.
Yeah. In fact, I kept strictly kosher until I came to Phoenix.
When did you come to Phoenix?
Yeah, and we came in 1975.
So in 1975, you gave up the kosher, huh?
Well, tell you the truth, when we lived in Brooklyn, let's say I went into the kosher butcher shop.
Right.
It was 39 cents a pound of chicken.
Right.
When we came here to Phoenix, it was $3.99.
Wow.
We couldn't afford it.
Wow. Well, yeah.
So I made one dish not kosher, another dish not kosher. Before I knew it, my whole kitchen wasn't kosher.
Yeah. And then you realized you like bacon.
Yes, yes.
That's a good story. Right.
I never ate shrimp until I came to Phoenix. And my husband said, try it, it's really good. So I gave it a try, and I love it, still love it.
Yeah. Let's see here. So yesterday,
Yes.
well, actually, I want to do one thing first. So, do you have a memory of the first day when the Nazis came into your town or village?
Yes, yes.
What was that like? I mean,
It was
I mean,
horrific.
did you know they were coming?
No. I was a young girl. My parents were very protective of me.
Uh-huh.
They never told me what's going on or what is it.
But
You know,
do you think they knew what was coming?
I'm sorry.
Do you think they knew what was coming? Sort
I
of.
think so, sort of, yes.
Nobody knew what was going to happen
No,
to the extent that it
no.
did. I mean,
Until one day, right second day of Passover
uh-huh.
in 1942. Second day of Passover,
Right.
the Nazis came in. And next day, we had to wear a yellow star.
Yeah, that's what you were
David.
saying yesterday. So, but what I'm trying to get to here is like the moment that you realized. I mean, so they came in second day. So did they come up to your door and that's how you knew they were here?
No.
How did you know they were in? How did you know they
No.
were there here?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know it. Until when my father tells me, Esther, you have to put on this yellow Star of David.
So you still hadn't met any Nazis at that
No,
point.
no.
So when did you
I
meet your?
met the Nazis the first time, and when we went into the ghetto. But actually, before the ghetto, when we had to take our one suitcase and our pillows and quilts
Yeah.
to the synagogue.
Right.
And that's when I met a Nazi. But there were also Hungarian Nazis.
Right.
They were called different. They were called Milos in Hungarian.
Yeah.
But they came at us with beating us up
Really?
Maybe even worse than the Nazis.
So,
Our neighbors, we didn't know how much of anti-Semites they were.
your neighbors?
Yeah, until the Nazis came in, and that's when they showed their real faces.
Did you get hit by a club or a stick?
Oh yeah,
You did?
a lot.
On that day and throughout your...
Yes.
Yeah.
For
So,
2 years. In fact, even in the ghetto,
mhm.
you know, they beat us up.
They-
They made us clean the streets. And if they didn't like the way we cleaned it, just beating us up. Hardly any food.
that you experienced that you had to clean the street and
Yes.
and you got beat up because they didn't like. Wow.
By then I was already 16,
Yeah.
and I still didn't know anything about life. I was very, very naive.
Right.
My parents just didn't want to tell me anything bad news.
Right.
Just good news. Opa.
I'll pick that up. So here you are, 16. This has been going on for 2 years, and you still don't really understand what's going on. Then
I was still very naive.
So you're just like, why is this happening to me, right?
I had no idea. And when I asked my parents, all their answer was, "Don't worry, Esther. Don't worry. God will help."
Okay. Speaking of your parents,
Yes.
and we may have covered this yesterday, but how many of your family did you lose?
About 34.
34 out of
30, yeah.
out of how many, do you know?
Yeah, you see, I had a family of 35 people.
You had a family of 35 and you lost 34?
Yeah.
Everybody but you?
Me and one of my cousins, who was
Wow.
first. He was liberated first by the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was liberated by the Americans in April 14 of 1945.
Right.
But the Americans were there until September.
Mm-hmm.
And so around the beginning of September,
Right.
being that I was by birth Czechoslovakian,
Mm-hmm.
the Czech people decided to take their Jewish people home first.
Mm.
So they put me from the camp on a ship to Prague.
Mm-hmm.
From Prague, they put me on a train to Budapest, capital of Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to get off that train to take another train to my hometown. And when I got off the train, my cousin, who was liberated first, came to the train station every day to see who's coming home.
Right.
And I showed up.
Right.
He was very happy to see me, but he says, "Esther, no use for you to go home. Nobody survived." That's when I found out what happened to my parents, everything. And he says, "Nobody survived, and the Russians even took over your house. So you've nowhere to go." But we have an uncle in Palestine who went out in around 1933.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "I have a very good friend who's taking orphans towards Palestine."
Oh, yeah, that's what you was.
Yeah. "And I'll introduce you to him, and he'll take you to Palestine, and he'll help you find our uncle." I said, "Okay, what else am I going to do?"
Okay. I want to talk about that because that's one of the things I want to talk about. That's your husband and the orphans and all that.
Yes, yes.
But I wanted to cover just a couple things before because then I want to start talking about the end and your other stuff. But so yesterday you told me a story about a puppy.
About what?
A puppy.
The puppy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a really beautiful story. So can you tell it again, please?
You see, my son, as I say, I could never have any dogs in the house.
And why was that?
Because in Auschwitz, the Nazis taught their German shepherds how to take people apart. And we had to watch it, terrified. We huddled together while the German shepherds took people apart. We huddled together, terrified, while the Nazis were laughing their heads off.
So you actually had to watch this?
Yes, I had to.
I mean, they made you. You would be like in the barracks and they would drag you out to see this?
No, we were on the street. They told us, get out of the barracks.
Yes.
And we went out of the barracks on the street, and we see how those German shepherds taking people apart.
Wow.
I was so terrified of dogs. My children could never have dogs in the house until they left my house. They all had dogs, all.
Right.
But one day, my son, shall I continue with this?
Yeah.
My son calls me up because I got sick. And he says, Mom, I would love to come and see you, but I just bought a little puppy and I can't leave her home. But I'll take her with me and I'm going to keep her in my lap. I wanted to see my son.
Right.
So I said, okay, come. He sits down at the end of the couch where I was laying. And this little puppy puts out her little tongue. And my son says, Ma, Dinah loves you. I says, really? Give her a little pet. And I, shakily, trying to pet her.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even reach her. I was so terrified. A little puppy.
A little puppy.
And my son says, Ma, Dinah loves you. Really? I says, give her a little pat and see. I'm trying to give her a little pat and she puts out her tongue again. And my son says, Ma, this was a kiss. I says, really? Give her another little pat. And I shakily tried to give her another one, and another one, and before I knew it, I fell in love with the puppy. I used to take her to the park while my son was working. He had a shop where he was fixing cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go to the shop and bring her to the park and play with her. I completely fell in love with that puppy.
That's a wonderful
And
story.
before I knew it,
Yeah.
I got out of the nightmares about dogs.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares about other things,
Oh, I'm sure. Gosh.
but not about dogs.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you
And
ever
one
end up
day-
having a dog?
And one day, his veterinarian calls up
Uh-huh.
and says, Mark, did Dinah do anything special? Because their giving out awards for dogs that did something special. And my son says, well, I don't know. The only thing I know Dinah did is that my mom is a Holocaust survivor. She had a lot of nightmares about dogs, and she cured her out of the nightmares. The veterinarian sent us tickets to Las Vegas, where there were like a dozen dogs who did something good.
What? You got tickets to go to Las Vegas?
Yes, the veterinarian sent us tickets.
Wow.
And there was like a dozen dogs who did something good, like saving a child or everything, or an invalid, and the dog was taking care of her. And so Dinah got the first award, the Wonder Dog of the Year.
You're kidding, because of how she helped you?
Yes.
Wow.
She got the award Wonder Dog of the Year.
Oh, that's amazing. Hold on, I want to. So where was this?
In Brooklyn, New York.
Or in Las Vegas?
No, the award was in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Yes. Okay. And when was this? What year do you remember?
It had to be, I'm just guessing, maybe in 1970 or so.
1970 or so?
Mm-hmm.
And what organization was this? Or
an organization just that they give out awards for dogs that they did something good for people.
Huh. I'm going to see if I can't find that. Awards for dogs who did something.
I won't be surprised if you could.
Well.
And the dog's name was Dinah Basch.
Dinah. Something good. Dinah, you said her name was.
Yes.
Las Vegas Award Show. All right, maybe I can find that. Okay, so a couple of other things here. Let me get back to where we were. Okay, so in Auschwitz, did people know there was a gas chamber? The gas chambers were there. I mean, people.
Yes, we saw them smoking.
You saw them smoking. So you all knew exactly what was going on. That people came there and they were killed right away.
Yes, I didn't know then that they were killed right away, but I know one thing, that when Mengele stood in front of my line and took out my best friend and took her away,
Right.
is when I realized the gas chambers, because that main couple
Right.
points to the gas chambers and says, you see the chimney smoking? That's where your little sister is. She said that to the remaining 3 sisters.
So that's when you found out there were gas chambers there?
Yes.
So before that, you didn't know there were gas chambers? You didn't know that people were being murdered there?
I didn't know. You see?
You just thought it was a really lousy place to live, huh? Yeah. All right, so that... Because I'm trying to put myself in... Well, obviously I can never do that, but I'm trying to get a better image here of what it was like to be on the ground there. I mean, you're being bullied, it's crowded, there's not enough food, it's cold, or it's too hot, or it's...
You know, even, and I was so naive that we were walking sometimes on the street, and a woman comes to me, and she says, you know, I know where your mom is, and if you'll give me your piece of bread, I can give it to her. I was very happy. I wanted for my mom not to starve just like I do.
Yeah.
So for like weeks, I gave her my bread.
Oh my gosh.
This is why I looked like a skeleton after 3.5 months in Auschwitz. And when they were selecting people, they did not select me to go to work because I was like a skeleton.
Right.
They pushed me away.
So the first 3.5 months you were there,
Yes.
you were taken away.
Well, I was taken away after 3.5 months. They made a selection of women they looked at us and they felt who is able to go to work, to the labor camps.
Right.
They looked at my so-called sister because I became very good friends
Right.
with a woman 2 years older in my bunk bed. And we became like sisters. And when they selected the woman, they put this unbelievably incredible heavy barrier in front of the barrack because the barracks had no doors.
Right.
So they put this incredible heavy barrier and they left a little opening. And they looked at us, and whomever they felt they can go to work, pushed them in, and whom not, pushed them away, which later I'm finding out straight to the gas chambers. So as I was standing there and crying, all of a sudden this unbelievably heavy barrier fell over and I snuck in.
Yeah, that's
Not because I wanted to, I had no idea where they were going, but I wanted to be with my so-called sister. But by the time I snuck into the barrack, my so-called sister was taken away to a different labor camp.
Oh wow! So you.
And they took me to a different labor camp.
But this was after you were in Auschwitz for 3.5 months.
Right, and I wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
This is why I don't have a tattoo.
Oh, okay.
Because I snuck in.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. Oh.
But the United States was nice enough to give me a visa anyways.
Even though you didn't have a
Even
tattoo.
though I could have been a criminal.
No, you
For
didn't have
all
a
they
tattoo.
know. Yeah.
All right. So this what happened the first 3.5 months when you were in Auschwitz?
When I was 3.5 months in Auschwitz.
Yeah, before they took you to the labor camp.
Well, I was in Auschwitz for 3.5 months being tortured mercilessly, being beaten every day. And sometimes we had to kneel on rocks until blood was coming out.
What was the purpose of this? I mean, I understand the killing, I understand the slave labor, but they were just doing this because they wanted to have people to torture?
Yeah, they wanted, you see, until everybody was counted. We had to stand in line for hours and hours. And if they couldn't find somebody, they just made us nail on the rocks. Until they found everybody. You see, many times I was so tortured, I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I went to the barbed wire,
Right.
thinking, well, if I touch it, I won't suffer anymore.
Right.
But in front of me came my parents' faces, and I couldn't touch it. And this is why I believe so strongly in God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very...
He's the one that put my parents' faces in front of me.
Yeah. You mentioned bread. How did you get the bread?
That they threw us a piece of bread every day.
They threw it to you.
Yeah, onto the bunk bed.
Huh.
Yeah.
They just come in and start throwing bread around?
Yeah.
You didn't go to, there wasn't like a mess hall or...
No.
You just ate the
See,
bread
when
up?
we were in the labor camp,
Yeah.
we had to stand in line
Right.
for our bread,
Uh-huh.
for a meal, for standing in line to be counted still.
Yeah. The was the bread any good?
Better than in Auschwitz.
Yeah. Not very good bread though.
No, in Auschwitz,
Yeah.
it felt like sawdust. I'm eating sawdust.
That's what I've read, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So while we were in the labor camp,
yeah.
one day I'm standing in line
Uh-huh.
for my food. They gave us a little piece of bread in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
but we had to stand in line for it.
Right.
And later we got a little bit of soup, which tasted like like soup that you give for the animals.
Yeah.
But we were hungry.
Yeah.
We ate it. We ate it like animals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And one day, I'm standing in line for my food
Uh-huh.
when a woman comes in front of me and her bowl is already dirty. So I says to her in Hungarian, Ilonko, that was her name.
Uh-huh.
You already had your food. She says, yes, but I'm still hungry. And we're arguing back and forth in Hungarian. When a Nazi comes, of course she did not understand what we were arguing about, but she decided to beat me up mercilessly, so bad that I had to crawl into my bunk bed, and I couldn't get up next morning.
Wow.
So we had in the labor camp a good couple, and when she saw I can't get up, and she knew it has to be counted, because otherwise they would come and look for me, take me back to the gas chambers. So she decided to go to work for me so they could be counted. And she did this for days and days until I was able to get up and go to work.
Oh, you've got some really amazing stories, some really unique things, no number. But, a lot of what I've read and a lot of anecdotal is that everybody who survived
Has a different story to tell.
but only managed to do so because of somebody else's, somebody who did something for them.
Yes.
That
This
nobody could do it
couple,
on their own.
Yeah, this couple,
Yeah.
her name is Branya, was Branya.
Mm-hmm.
She saved my life. Many years ago, when we were in Brooklyn already, and I had 3 children, they went off to school, And my husband and I decided to take a walk on Coney Island Avenue, and we see a new bakery. And my husband says, let's go in and see if we can afford something. We were very poor for a while, not a big holiday. And so we go into the bakery, and I holler out, Branya. And my husband hollers out, Branya. She was in the same town where my husband was brought up.
Wow.
And they were good friends.
Wow. So
it was very, very emotional for both of us.
Wow. So did you guys strike up an acquaintance after that? Did you get together?
Yeah. She gave us cookies free.
Cookies free? Oh, it was her store.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyways.
That's a lovely story.
A lot of miracles happened to me.
Yeah, along the way.
Then we got to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I already had 3 children.
Right.
And I'm walking on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I see a woman in front of me with a couple of children walking. And all of a sudden, she sees me and she starts running. She holds herself, starting to run. And I holler after her, Ilonka, where are you running? She says, you mean you're not going to beat me up? She was the woman. Because of her, I was beaten up so mercilessly.
She was the one who was trying to get the extra soup.
That she wanted the extra soup, yes.
And you ran into her?
And in Canada.
In Canada?
In Windsor, Ontario.
Oh, wow.
And she's running, and I holler after her, Ilonka, where are you running? She says, you mean you're not going to beat me up? I says, why should I? You were hungry, I was hungry, but now we have a belly full.
Yeah.
And we became the best of friends. She took care of my children if I went shopping. I took care of her children when she went shopping. And it was wonderful.
Did you ever find out what happened to that mean capo that...
No, because we left her in Auschwitz.
Hopefully she... No, hopefully.
Yeah. Never saw her again.
Yeah. So, I want to get like another image here, if you don't mind. You were put on cattle car on a training, right?
Yes.
What was that like? I mean, did they do it at night? Did they do it during the day?
Well, during the day we went in, but we were traveling for days and days.
Right.
I don't even know how many days till we wound up in Auschwitz. But
so you were on
already a nightmare. We were pushed in 500 people in one cattle car. So we had to stand up. If somebody died on the road, we had to hold them up. There was no room for them to lay down.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but the process of getting on, I mean, because I've seen them, and the floor is high up off the ground. So how did you have to climb up, or do they have steps or a ramp?
No, it was the cattle car that I was in was just a straight floor that we were standing on.
Right, but how did you get it? Were there steps to get up into it, or could you just step from the ground right into the car?
Yeah, there was a couple of steps to get into the car.
There were a couple of steps, yeah.
Yes.
And so people were like pushed up the steps and rushing and stuff like that.
And so I'm guessing, I'm not sure. But like 5-6 days. No food, no water.
Really?
Many of us died on the road.
Yeah.
And we had to hold them up. I was holding so strongly hands with my mom because she was crying. Because she hid from the Nazis a couple of eggs a week so she could make me a 16th birthday cake.
Right.
Never happened.
No, it never
But
happened.
she was crying and crying, so I was holding her. And when we got off the train, right away, they took my father to the right,
Right.
which later finding out after the liberation what happened to my father.
So you didn't, the whole time you were there, you didn't know what happened to him. You didn't know
No.
he was dead.
No. Although this woman that that the couple, the main couple, beat up this woman that was cheating me out of my bread. She was the one that when my best friend was taken by Mengele,
Right.
and she hollered out, you see the chimney smoking? But I really had no idea what it was. I wasn't concentrating on that. I was concentrating, when am I going to see my parents?
Right. So in that regard, were you able to sleep well? Do you remember?
We were pushing each other. We were 12 women in one bunk bed.
Wow.
6 on one side, 6 on the other side. And we were pushing our feet each other. How can you sleep?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. And you were still just a teenager. So were there
16 when I got in.
Were there women of all ages in the bunk, in the barracks?
No. Just, well, you see, the older women were taken right away into the gas chambers.
Yeah.
So there were really just young women. Yeah.
So
But
you were
I
liberated.
was among the younger ones.
Yeah. So where were you liberated from? Were you liberated from Auschwitz?
No. We went to this labor camp where we were working for 9.5 months. And when the American soldiers started coming forward, they took us what they called a death march.
Yeah.
Because many of us died on the road. There was no food, no water, just walking days. So many of us died. Till we finally wound up in another labor camp. Which is where I found my so-called sister, in that labor camp. We were very happy, but the Nazis locked us in for 2 weeks and disappeared. After 2 weeks, the American soldiers came, shut open the gate and said, you are free. But we didn't understand a word. We huddled together, terrified.
Right.
So, uniforms again.
Yeah.
Until they found us a Jewish soldier telling us in Jewish, you are free.
Wow.
And go into town and take whatever you like.
I'll take whatever you like.
I didn't want anything. I thought I'd go home, find my parents, everything.
What kind of clothes did you have on at this point?
Just jeans and torn clothes, whatever they gave us.
You didn't have on those striped.
Yeah.
You did have those striped things on?
No.
No, you didn't have those on.
Just regular clothing.
Just regular clothes.
And they gave us a number to put on the clothing.
But no number on your arm.
Yeah, but
Because you got lost in the system.
So anyways.
Do you know what the name of the labor camp was that you went to?
There, the one that I was working.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Was Fallersleben. Excuse me.
Yeah, sure.
That labor camp was called Fallersleben.
Fallersleben.
Fallersleben. With 2 L's. Fallersleben. And then the camp that we were liberated in was called Salzwedel.
It's called what?
Salzwedel.
Salzwedel.
And then we went into the displaced persons camp where we got married was called Föhrenwald.
It's called what?
Föhrenwald.
Föhrenwald. That was where the DP was.
Yes. That's where we got married.
Where you got married. Okay, here I can do some research now. This is good. Okay. All right, so.
If you want to take a picture of my marriage.
Yeah, I do. I want to take a couple of pictures before I leave.
Okay.
So, at a certain point, were you aware that the Germans were losing the war? Well, you didn't even know that, huh? You didn't know why they took you on they took you on a death march because the Americans were coming.
Yeah.
Did you know that? That's why they were.
Yeah.
So you knew the Americans were coming.
Yeah.
And so you wanted the Americans to come, right?
Well, of course. I didn't know what they. I never saw American.
Yeah.
But I know about America because I had an aunt in the United States
Right.
who came out around 1933, 4, something like that. And she used to send us a little money now and then, very rarely.
Right. So there must have been some perception that the Germans were losing the war.
Yeah, when
Because you knew the Americans were coming.
Right.
But you really had no idea of the extent of the war, that the Germans were fighting the Russians.
I was very, very naive.
Yeah. And then you didn't have a chance to get unnaive. Well, you did in certain things, but not in global
I was
politics.
so naive even when I got married.
All right, so let's take this up here. So, go over again. So, you were classified as Czechoslovakian?
Yeah, because when I was born in 1928, it was Czechoslovakia.
And you were at the DP, Displaced Persons Camp.
Yeah,
and
in a kibbutz.
Okay, but not in Israel. You weren't in Israel, though.
I wasn't yet.
So how can? But I thought a kibbutz was in Israel.
I'm sorry.
You were in a kibbutz that was not in Israel.
No, that was in Fallersleben, in Germany.
It was a kibbutz there.
Yeah. And so when I got married, about 3 months later, a woman next to me got a bicycle. I don't know how, but she got a bicycle. So I asked her to loan it to me because I wanted to show off my new husband. I know how to ride a bicycle. So I get on the bicycle and I holler out, Joe, Joe. Joe comes out. I fell down.
Figures.
And I broke my knee.
Oh, how horrible. You were already married, though?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I could kind of... So when you got liberated by the Americans,
Yes.
did you go right to a DP?
No, we were in the camp
Uh-huh.
where we were liberated.
Right.
We were liberated April 14, 1945.
April 14?
Mm-hmm. What? Yeah. The soldiers were there until late September.
So where were you staying in the camp then this whole time?
Yeah, but they took us from the camp that we were working on, they took us into our next building where the Nazis were living. And that was a very comfortable place.
Oh, okay. So you weren't living in the barracks then?
No, we were in the building.
And you were getting medical care and food and...
Everything. The soldiers took such good care of us.
So you still had no idea what was going on. I mean, one day you're getting abused, and the next day it's like angels have come.
Right. And so...
You must have been very happy.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, I was telling you about the bicycle, yeah?
Right.
So when I fell down, they took me to the infirmary, and I threw up.
Oh, you threw up?
Yeah. So the nurses tells me in German, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? I didn't understand the word. So they took me upstairs where there was a Hungarian doctor. And he tells me, you're pregnant, right? I says, why? Why should I be pregnant? He looks at my finger. The United Nations gave us a very thin wedding band. And he looks at my finger and he says, you're married. I says, so? So that's why you're pregnant. What do you think you were doing? I says, I thought I was having fun.
You didn't know?
I was so naive, you see. In Europe, those times, you didn't know nothing about the facts of life until the day that you got married. Your mom took you to her bedroom, told you the facts of life. But I had no mom anymore. So after they found out, that I'm pregnant, the kibbutz really didn't want the baby to be born in Germany.
Okay.
So they made every effort to try to get me to Israel.
Yeah.
But we couldn't go straight to Israel. We had to go to France, and in France they put us on a ship. And we were traveling for days and days because the ship broke down. They had to fix it. Finally, we wind up at the port of Haifa. We already saw the beautiful light. We were already singing the Hatikva when the British came, took us off by force of the ship. They threw tear gas in the ship and took us off by force, put us on another ship and took us to Cyprus.
Oh, no.
We were among the first ones. My husband was among the first one to build the tents.
The tents.
Tents,
Yeah.
you know, where they put them 3 couples in one tent.
They put 3 what?
Couples.
Oh,
3
3
couples,
couples in
yeah.
one
They were all pregnant.
tent.
And they had to sleep on a piece of wood.
Uh-huh.
No pillows, no blankets, no nothing.
Well, so the lead up to this, though, I'm just trying to get to a spot. So you were liberated by the Americans, and you stayed in the camp area till
Yes.
September.
Yes.
And then the Americans were leaving, so they took you to a displaced persons camp?
No. The Czechoslovakians
Oh, that's right. Came to,
took the Czech people home first.
but you were already married by now, or not?
No.
Oh, okay, no, you weren't married. So, okay, so the Czech people came and took you to a displaced persons camp
They
in
took me
Czechoslovakia.
first to Prague.
To Prague.
From Prague, they put me on a train to Budapest, the capital
Right.
of Hungary. Then I had to get off the train to take another train to my hometown.
Right, okay, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, so and the only cousin that survived out of
Yeah.
a family of 35
It was there.
came through the train station every day.
Right.
So when he saw me, he says, well, Esther, no use for you to go home. Nobody survived.
So is that when you went to the displaced
Yes,
persons?
so, no, that's when I went in Hungary to a kibbutz,
To a kibbutz.
where my husband was.
Your husband was, okay.
Yes.
That's where you met him.
Yes,
And he was leading all these orphans to Israel.
right.
And how did he come upon this? I mean,
So my cousin took me to
Uh-huh.
this kibbutz, introduced me to his friend,
uh-huh.
and says, do me a favor, this is my little cousin, take her along and help her find our uncle, and he'll take care of her.
So how is it, though, that your husband came to be leading all these orphans? Where did he get?
I don't know, he was 23, and he took up on himself 60 orphans between ages of 12 and 18. I was 17. And at that time, it was the everyday thing when you meet, where are you from? He asked me where I'm from, I'm asking where he's from. And when he tells me, when I tell him where I'm from, the name of the town, he says, well, I had an uncle there. I says, who was your uncle? When he told me who his uncle was, I was in awe of him right away. If my parents would know whom I befriended. You see, he told me his uncle was the Saprinka Rabbi.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever hear the Saprinka Rabbi?
The what rabbi?
Saprinka Rabbi.
No, Sapinker?
Saprinka.
I have not heard that. So,
Yeah. I fell in love with him right then and there. Because
Okay,
the
so-
Saprinka Rabbi was such a saint man that even the Christian woman, before the Nazis came in,
yeah.
went aside because they knew an Orthodox rabbi is not going to go through between two women.
Right.
They pulled aside for the rabbi to go stay.
Right.
That's how saint he was. My father, who was a rabbi, took me to him every year to be blessed.
Oh, so you knew this rabbi?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So we were walking.
You and your
we
husband
fell in
and all
love.
these orphans.
Yeah.
So where did you walk to?
Well, we were walking towards Israel.
Yeah, but you.
Towards all over Hungary, Germany.
But you got on the boat and went to Cyprus, though, or is this a different?
Well, that was already when we were married and I was pregnant.
And did you still have the orphans with you then, or no?
Did I have what?
Were the orphans still with you when you went on the boat and got taken to Cyprus?
Actually, no, because he left all the orphans in different displaced persons camps where they took care of them.
Right.
The joke of the family is he could not find a place for me, so he had to marry me.
I had to keep you. That's cute.
That's the joke of the family.
Yeah, that's very cute. So, when and how did you get to Israel? How did you get off of Cyprus and get to Israel?
Well, you see, when we were in Cyprus, after 6 months, the British decided to take 50 people a month to Palestine.
Oh, wow.
Being that I wasn't 18 yet, I was 18, but not 19, 18 and pregnant.
Right.
So we were among the first 50 people to get to Palestine. 2 weeks later, Rachel was born.
Wow. Okay, so when you got to
About
Palestine,
miracles.
what day, the day you got to Palestine, what kind of day was that?
Oh, amazing. Just amazing. We were hugging each other and just not being able to. But my husband already had 3 brothers in Palestine.
Had he already been there before, your husband?
No.
So it was his first time too?
Yeah.
Was he in the camps also?
My husband, yeah, he was in a labor camp, a slave labor camp. So when we were already in Cyprus, he sent letters to his brothers in Palestine. And so when we got to Palestine, right away, the organization put us into a hotel by the ocean.
Nice.
And we were there for a few weeks. So my husband left me in that hotel and went to look for his brothers.
Okay.
When he found them, he was very happy to see me, to see him. And they said, well, let's go and see your new wife. And my husband says, not before you buy her a banana or 2. You see, when we were in Cyprus, they were barbed wires just the same, not with electricity, but barbed wires. And there were those Greek men were carrying these beautiful banana trees. I was pregnant. I was craving so badly a banana. It was unbelievable. So when we got to Israel, and my husband found his brothers, and his brother says, well, let's go meet your new wife. He says, well, not before you buy her a banana or 2.
Yeah, so you got your bananas?
A 5-pound bag of bananas.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
They come in, and I was very happy to see it. I take a banana, I open it up a little, I take 1 bite, and I threw up all over the hotel.
Oh, wow.
I cannot touch a banana if it
Oh,
would save
wow.
my life.
You got so many great stories.
No bananas. You know, Rachel tried to see if maybe I'm just pretending.
Yeah.
So she made this, what is it called? With the machine you put in fruit and...
Oh, a smoothie or something like that.
Yeah, smoothie.
Yeah.
And she wanted to see
Yeah.
if am I just saying this or am I just what? She put in a banana
Uh-huh.
and I says, what is this? She says, Ma, it's just fruit.
Uh-huh.
Drink it, it's good for you. I take this thing that's just in front of me like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I says, oh no, you have bananas in there.
You could smell it, or?
I smelled the banana.
Yeah. Well,
I couldn't touch it for nothing.
so you mentioned to me, or maybe your daughter Rachel did,
Yeah.
that your husband fought in the 48 War.
Yes, yes. Next day, when the 48 War broke out,
Uh-huh.
next day, he went into the army
Mm-hmm.
with 3 of his brothers.
Okay, so stop for 1 second. If you don't mind, please. So when you first got to Israel, there was no war.
Not yet, but there were a lot of Arabs surrounding us.
Right, and there's a lot of tension. And
Yes, yes.
okay, so then the war breaks out. How did you find out the war started?
Well, because it was a war and the Arabs were like maybe a half a mile from where we live.
Uh-huh.
And they came out in the middle of the night,
Right.
hollering out, jihad.
So this is when you fled to Tel Aviv.
Yes, to my uncle,
Right.
because my husband was already in the army.
Yeah. So this is all very terrifying, I would assume.
Yes. And I fell down while walking with my baby.
Yeah.
Somebody picked her up and picked me up. And we were walking to Tel Aviv. Took us a long, long time, maybe 2 hours.
Wow. So, so then there was fighting all around you. I mean, you just lived in Tel Aviv. You didn't,
On the outskirts of Tel Aviv.
but you didn't participate in the fighting because you had a baby now.
No, I couldn't.
Right.
But I had to take the baby's birth certificate with me, because if a policeman stopped me, said, why aren't you in the army? So I showed him my child's birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
He said, okay.
So there were a lot of women fighting at that point too.
Oh gosh, yes, yes. Even the ones that weren't, took into the army.
Right.
They volunteered to the
Right.
army.
So during this time, did you all have a sense that we were going to win, that Israel was going to win?
Yeah. We were just praying for it. That's all we could do.
Yeah.
We were just praying. Yes.
And how, I should probably know this, but how long did the war go for?
Lasted
So for 3 years.
at least more than that. Yeah. Rachel wouldn't know because she was a baby.
What wouldn't I know?
How long the war lasted, the 1948 war. What do you think?
I have no idea.
I think it was, I seem to remember hearing it ended like in 51 or 52. But that would have been a long war. I don't know if it was really that long.
Well, I mean, they've never not been in war.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right. You
So
see,
then,
he
well,
left-
eventually your husband
Yeah,
could leave the army.
of course, after 2 years.
Well, but I mean, there was enough peace
Yes.
that he could
yes,
leave the
yes.
army.
So, when my brother-in-law died, and my husband wanted to please his father
Uh-huh.
because he begged us to come
Yeah.
out.
So pretty much after your husband got out of the army, you left shortly after that.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
in 1952.
Okay. And then you came to Canada.
First to France.
So you had to go to France both times to get into Israel and to
Yes.
get out of Israel.
Yes, yes.
That's pretty funny. And so then you came to Canada, and what did your husband end up starting to do?
Well, he was working in some kind of a factory making very, very little money.
Uh-huh.
We hardly had food. And by then already, after a couple of years, when we got to Canada in 1952, my daughter Franny was born in 1953. And then my older son was born in 1954.
Oh.
So we already had 3 children.
Right.
My husband made maybe $25 a week.
Wow.
And from there, he even saved $2 a week because my brother-in-law that was in the United States went into the army.
Mm-hmm.
And we were starting in Paris. Within a month, we had some money brought from Israel.
Oh, wow.
It lasted about a month.
Yeah.
That's how expensive things were.
Yeah.
So my brother-in-law that went into the army, he had some savings, and he sent it to friends.
Oh, that was nice of
So
him.
my husband said, when we'll get to Canada, I'll pay it back.
Okay.
So from $25 a week,
Uh-huh.
he put away $2 so he could pay his brother back.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
another great story. So, when did things turn around for you? When did you become not so poor? How did that happen?
Oh, let me see. Well, we came to New York,
Uh-huh.
Brooklyn, New York,
Right.
and my brother-in-law and my husband opened a jewelry store.
Oh, okay.
Then they made a little more.
Yeah. And you were taking care of your children.
Yeah, by the time we came to Brooklyn, New York,
Yeah.
they had 3 children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long did you live in Brooklyn for?
Well, we got there in 1958,
Uh-huh.
and we were there till 1975.
So did you ever meet the Rebbe? The Chabad Rebbe?
The Chabad Rabbi?
Yeah.
You mean the Saprinka Rabbi? No, I didn't meet any rabbi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, all right, so your husband ran a jewelry business
Well, with my brother-in-law.
with your brother-in-law, and then you kind
First
of...
they, when we got to Israel,
Mm-hmm.
and I found my uncle,
Right.
he was very happy to see me, of course. And he said that my aunt from the United States
Mm-hmm.
she saw, in, I don't know, in some advertisement or something, who survived.
Wow.
And my name was there. So she tried very hard to get in touch with me
Uh-huh.
so she could send me tickets to come to the United States. But she didn't find me.
I need to take a break for a moment. Excuse me.
So everything is fixed. No? Oh my God.
Thank you. I think that's about it.
Okay.
I mean,
That's fine.
not that we're leaving. I'm leaving. I want to get some pictures, but I think we kind of covered. So you stayed in Brooklyn, and when did you leave Brooklyn? Where did you go from Brooklyn to Phoenix?
Yeah, you see, my husband wanted so much for his children to have higher education because we couldn't.
Right.
My older son was so smart, such a genius, but he hated school with a passion. We had to push him through high school.
Right.
And so, after 3 months that he was working for the Chase Manhattan Bank in Brooklyn, he says to his father one day, "Dad, one of my friends are going to Phoenix, to ASU, and I would like to try it." My husband was so happy.
Yeah, sure.
Here is the money, just go.
Right.
3 months later, he calls up. He says, "Dad, I'm sorry, but I still hate school, but I'm not coming home. I'm gonna learn to be a mechanic, and I'm staying." I was very unhappy. My younger daughter, they were very close together because they were born 15 months apart. Says to me, "Ma, don't worry. I'll go to Phoenix and I'll bring Mark home."
That didn't happen, huh?
She comes to Phoenix. 3 weeks later, she calls up. She says, "Ma, I'm sorry I can't bring Mark home, but I'm not coming home either." So my husband says, "So what's the big deal in Phoenix? I gotta go and check it out."
Yeah.
He comes to Phoenix. He calls up 3 days later, "Esther, back up because we're moving to Phoenix."
That's a great story. So when was that? Well, that was in 1985, you said?
75.
1975.
I got it off my PC.
Right. Okay. And so then you lived in Phoenix for...
No, I
From
got the
75
dates.
to 5 years ago, so that's
75
I
to
do not have
roughly 2018 or 2009. When did your husband pass away?
today is gonna be 20 years.
Well, today's 20 years.
According to the Jewish calendar,
Yeah,
I have
that's
to,
right. Today's 20 years.
I have to
So I
2004.
have
light the outside candles tonight.
Yeah.
He was He died February 2004, February 5th.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to shut down this recording equipment.
Okay.